we're going to talk about sending resources. So you can send resources to people in your alliance only. So there are several different ways. The first thing that we're going to do, as we have a lot of resources, is we're going to look to see if there's anybody in the alliance who needs some. So we go to Alliance, Reports, and then Request. So we can look and see that someone has requested 1 medal. I've actually placed this from a different account. So generally it would be for different amounts of a resource, and there might be a note at the bottom that says something like, please send wood end metal or gold end stone or whatever. So try and make sure that you read the notes. So we're going to click on donate. So the request was only for 1 medal, but that's because we're doing a test here. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to pick the different transport units that we want to send, and it'll tell us down here, load capacity, what they're capable of carrying. So porters are very slow moving troops, so if you want to slow down when resources will arrive somewhere, or you're floating resources, a porter is a good thing to use. Otherwise, you want to use your armored transports. So let's select 200 armored transports. So as 1 carries 5,000, if we select 200, it will be 1,000,000 resources that can be transported. So we could pick multiple resources. We could have a little bit of metal, a little bit of food, a little bit of wood, stone, gold, whatever we want. But what we're going to send is 1,000,000 in metal. So 1,000,000. So that's the capacity. I'm sending to an account that is right next to me on the map. So it's a very short time. So 1 minute 30 seconds is how long it will take before this 1,000,000 in metal arrives at the destination. So we're going to send it, and the request shows as filled. So another way that we could have sent resources to red here is if we went to members. So this is again in the alliance area, and then members, and then we select the person that we want to send to, and we go transport. And that brings up exactly the same screen. Pick a couple of armored transports, 1 minute 30 seconds, exactly the same. You can see if you add some porters, it slows down a little bit. And you can also send a message, which is really nice to do. 1 minute 30 seconds delivery time for 1 mil metal. And that's a nice thing to do, just so they know when to expect the resources that you're sending them. If you, and let's do this quickly, if you want to do something called floating your gold, it's a way to protect your gold. I have way too much here to do that with, but we'll just use a little bit. What you can do is from the alliance list, you go to members, and you find someone that's far away from you on the map. You can look at their location, or just go to transport, select something, and see how long it would take. So let's say we found somebody that was about 4 hours away, and that means that if we send them resources and then cancel that, the resources will come back to us, but they won't be in our city for the 4 hours it takes them to return. So let's pick 1 porter and 1 armored transport, just because this is a demonstration. We'll go down to the 200 gold that we can send. Now, when you do this with someone, it means that they cannot warp while March is coming to them. So it's generally, you want to make sure that you've checked with somebody if it's okay to float gold to them before you do this. So we'll actually go back and do this to red, and we can practice canceling a transport. So we'll go with 1 porter and 1 unit of food and send it. Now, because I don't actually want to give the resources away, I want them back. I just don't want them in my city for a little while, so if I get attacked, they can't be stolen. I go into my muster point, deployment, and then the march, and then I recall it. So you'll see now it returns, and the time it takes to return is exactly the time that the march would have taken. So you can tell whatever the delivery time is, that's how long it will take to come back to you. So it's like your troops are transported to your destination, and then they come back carrying the resources, and they are returned to you. So that is how you transport resources to allies, and how you can float your gold to keep it safe.